Welcome back, you guys. Another Monday evening. Excited to talk about another subject today in personal finance. Steven Vanderhook here. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. You know what to do. Let's go. Today's video is less about numbers, less about percentages. We're not going to talk about investments and budgets, things like that. We're going to talk about the fun side of money, what we do when we spend money on things that we enjoy and love. Back in college, my best friend would always say, hey, if you're not spending money on things you love, what's the point of all this? What are we doing? Why are we working? What's the point if you're not spending some money on things you like to do? Now, obviously, I'm not saying we all need to YOLO lifestyle and go crazy and spend all our money on fun stuff and never think about the future. Obviously, we're not talking about that. But there is some part of our money that needs to be spent on things that we enjoy, things that are our hobbies, things that we do for fun. And I've found one of the biggest ways to make sure that I'm doing that wisely is to really focus in and spend money on just a few select areas that I particularly enjoy. If you just spend money on just random stuff, just random things that are fun, it's all just going to be spread out and it's not really going to add up and have any synergy together. But if you spend all your money in a focused area, it can really be synergistic and you get a lot more bang for your buck over time. So whatever your hobby is, make sure that you focus on it. The reality is that most hobbies are expensive and it stinks, and the more I think, man, my hobbies are expensive, then I look at others and think, not really. They're just all expensive. And that's the way it is. Now, you don't have to spend all your money in the world and go all in and spend 10K on it, but you're probably going to spend $1,000 to get into most hobbies. Now, yeah, sure, there's hiking and reading with a library card. There's plenty of stuff you can do for fun. But when I'm talking about real hobbies, when you get really into something, whether that's snowboarding or mountain biking or whatever it is, it's going to probably cost you at least $1,000. Easily, it could be more, but realistically, we're just going to say $1,000 is kind of the minimum buy-in for a hobby you really enjoy. Now, I'm not saying you go and pick a new hobby every month or two, right? We're going to say this is after you know this is something you enjoy. You love skateboarding. You've been doing it for years. You love longboarding. You just love getting to the outdoors. And, if it is hunting, if it is camping, there's plenty of money to be spent there too. I mean, look at REI. You can't even find stuff. The shelves are just empty there because everyone loves camping. There's plenty of money you can spend on any hobby, but we're just gonna say for today, you gotta spend $1,000. Now we're gonna make sure you have that $1,000. You've already budgeted. Again, we're not talking about the math side of things today. And this is where I like to spend my money. Well, why spend so much money in one particular area? And like I said, it really can be synergistic over time. Because if I spend $100 on random hobbies or random activities that don't really connect and they're not really fun or they're not really particularly enjoyable, they're just kind of fun or they're kind of exciting or they're novel, and so it's fun to do once, well, then that's it. But if you spend $1,000 on a guitar and an amp, you could play that thing for years, right? And have just a ton of hours invested into that, so your dollar per hour of entertainment can drop to be a really, really low amount, right? Whereas if you just spend all that to go into the movies, you spend, how much is it to go to the movies? $15, so you can go, I don't know, 20 times, no, I don't know. You could go once a week for a year, and there you go, right? You spent your money, you spent your $1,000 or close to it, and that's it. But if you spent that $1,000 on a bike and some pants and a helmet, some shorts or whatever, your biker shorts, well, now you can go biking all the time for years to come. And yeah, there's going to be some upkeep costs. We know that. Any hobby, you're going to spend money as you go along. But that initial buy-in, you're just getting way more bang for your buck when it's focused in. Another reason why it's so good to have a particular hobby that you love and you're personally passionate about and you enjoy is that it gives you focus and it gives you framework to recognize your opportunity cost when other events do pop up. When people do want to go out for the weekend or you do want to go out and go to a movie and stuff like that, and you realize, I don't care about those things. Or a concert comes to town and it's touring artists, so someone that you're fine seeing them, but you don't love them. They're not your main artist, or you don't love the lineup. You don't need to go, but you will if you don't really have any structure, right? You'll go to those mediocre events and you'll spend money on mediocre entertainment that you don't really care about, unless you know, hey, if I go to this concert, that means that's one less new thing I can buy, right? A set of strings from a guitar, whatever it is. It's when there's an opportunity cost, it becomes way easier to make your choices and to live more proactively. Say, hey, I'm not going to let the billions of dollars spent on marketing every year, we're just pumping ads into our eyes all the time. I'm not going to let that decide how I spend my money. I'm going to be proactive with my life. I'm going to determine how I spend my fun money, and it's going to be something that I love and enjoy, and it's going to bring back investments and lots of hours of fun and entertainment. Now again, I don't want the takeaway from this video to be like, hey, I gotta spend money on things I love. I'm just gonna go spend lots of money. I'm gonna do it. And I'm living proactively, so I'm gonna go spend money on a new guitar, and I'm gonna get a surfboard, and I'm gonna buy a new bike while I'm at it, and just do all of the above. No, the point is you focus in on what you know truly brings joy. And if you don't have a particular hobby, now's the time, that's fine. Go experiment. Right? You can always rent things and you can try things out, or you can try the cheaper versions of things. You don't need a $1,000 guitar to learn whether or not you like playing guitar. Go buy a used guitar, borrow a guitar, whatever you want to do, see if you like it, see if you actually play it, and after 2 months, if it's sitting collecting dust, well, that's fine. You only spent $100 on a used guitar, you can go sell it for $70, and you lost $30 on this, and now you know, versus buying a $1,000 guitar, and you have it, and it looks cool on your wall, and you never really want to get rid of it, because you're telling yourself, I'm going to learn how to play guitar. 2 months go by, you don't know how to play guitar, you don't want to, and that's fine. You did that experiment, now experiment with something else. Pivot, try something new, but figure out what you really enjoy and then go all in on it, right? Make sure that you say, hey, this is where I'm going to spend my fun money. And whatever that is, if that's $50 a month, if that's $500 a month, I don't care, as long as it fits within your budget, but you know where that money is going, and you decided, hey, this is where I want to spend my money and where I want to have my entertainment. Don't let the Super Bowl ads win, right? Don't let all these YouTube ads and on Instagram, everywhere we go, there's ads telling us how to spend our money, $5 here, $20 there. All of that is just garbage, right? It's just not where you want to be spending your money. You want to spend your money on fun things that you enjoy. So I hope this means something to you. I hope you learned something new, a little different perspective. Nothing too crazy, no long video today. Want to keep it short and simple. Appreciate your support. Share this video with others. We'll see you next time.